Hey guys, Kathy Dryden here. Happy fall, y'all. Okay, I can't do it. Happy fall, you all. It is the first day of fall. Got my fall shirt on, and I have a really yummy mushroom ravioli. I'm adding some chicken in the air fryer to add to this fabulous dinner. So I'm going to put the recipe down in the comments when I'm finished, but here is the fun for this video today. As you're hopping on, as you see me use a tool, shout it out. I'm going to say the names of some, but some I'm going to see if you know what they're called as I use them very quickly in the recipe. So two parts to this recipe. One is going to be chicken in the air fryer. The second part, three parts I'll add. The second part's in the microwave, doing our ravioli in our micro cooker, and then rapid prep mandolin happening for the mushrooms and shallots and yumminess. Here we go. We're gonna go to my counter. We haven't done this style in a while, so hopefully you haven't missed it too much. But I shared with you on, I believe, Monday that I have all my meats ready and frozen, and then they thaw through the week. This is the chicken that was in there. And I'm going to be pretty basic, you guys. I do put a little bit of olive oil. If you have the kitchen spritzer, you can totally use that. I'm going to use the salt pepper grinder. Give it a little zhuzh just to make sure it is flavorful. But then I'm going to add our Tuscan style herb chicken. Now this is a new seasoning. It looks like a taste bud, but actually it is a set you can get in our pantry order. You get 3 packets. I'm going to use this whole bad boy in here. Lots of great recipes with it. But you get 3 packets in the set. All right, so I'm just using the same bag. I'm just going to kind of zhuzh it together. Less dishes to worry about is my philosophy. And it's going to give it a really nice coating and more flavor in there too. Anytime you're doing anything in the air fryer, you probably want to do a little spritz of olive oil, coconut oil, whatever you like. So we're going to use 2 trays. Our air fryer has trays instead of the big drawer. And we have this new thing called the mess catcher. And what it does is it's a silicone piece that can be in the oven, the air fryer. And it has this piece, I don't know if you can see, it's raised, so all the things drip. This is typically what our stuff looks like. I'm actually going to put this on the top because I know it's going to take both trays. I've had somebody ask me, can you do the 2 of the drip trays, the mess crumbs? You can, but the top tray is going to have to be very, very, why is this so dark? Very, very, not tall, which would be short, right? And what I love about this is it's going to bake in the air fryer. I call my air fryer my little easy bake oven for adults because it's exactly what it is. It turns into an oven for me, and that's one tray going in. And then the second tray is the crumb thing. So the air fryer comes with 2 trays already, and then this crumb thing you can do as an accessory. A lot of people that ordered the air fryers on the big sale, they're just getting this and a couple accessories to go with. Boom. Done with the chicken. How amazingly fast is that? So I'm going to stick this in the air fryer. Give me 2 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started while we're moving on to mushrooms. Who loves mushrooms? I do. I do. If you care. I love mushrooms all different ways. This is going to be really good. Hang on, I'm fighting with my cord. You can't see it because we're live action. This is going to be fun because it is, all right, let me put bake. So wish you could see this. 15 minutes and then I'll look at it. Okay, so the mushrooms, I've already wiped clean and put in our fabulous, wonderful, one of my faves, Easy Read Colander. So those are ready to go. Like I always try to share with you guys, you want to make sure that you, oh my gracious, that you wipe them clean with a paper towel. So that's what I did. This recipe calls for about 1 pound of mushrooms. So I have this creminis, and then I have, or baby bellas, and then I have a couple button ones in there. And then it has 1 shallot, 3 cloves of garlic, and then some fresh herbs. So the fresh herbs I'm going to move off to the side because we're going to do those in a minute. And I'm gonna do this. Now all of this is gonna spit in. I think I'm gonna change your angle. Hang tight. We're going on a roller coaster. Don't get sick. Hey, I think we're gonna do it this way. I know, worst angle in the history of Facebook, but it is what it is. It's fall, y'all. It's okay. All right, so I'm gonna just show you how this is gonna work, and I'm actually gonna do all the things in here that I need to. So this is the Rapid Prep Mandolin. Feel free to comment that. And then let's do this. We're gonna do the shallot first. Can you guys see? Let me get my knife. So prepared, you guys, so prepared. Here it is. I love shallots. I feel fancy anytime I cook with shallots because it's not something I typically use. I use the vidalias or sweet onions. Basically, I'm just taking the cover off. I'll put this stuff in my veggie stock bag. That's about ready to happen, probably this weekend. All right, so I'm gonna do a thin slice. So it goes right here, boom. And then the thinnest slice I can do is a 1. Hang on. All right. So all right, I'm gonna do a 2. I'm scared. And then you just use the plunger to cut it. And we're gonna do thin slices, and I'm gonna throw in my skillet really fast. I'm gonna take you over there because it is already screeching hot. Ready to go, thin slices. The nice thing with this, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's mushroom and onions, right? All right, you're gonna hear a sizzle or a burn. You're gonna hear a really big sizzle. Okay, so then I'll let that do its thing, and we're gonna move on to the mushrooms, okay? I use this all the time for salad. You do coleslaw, you can do the cabbage and the carrots in this bad boy. It's a lot of fun different ways you can use it. So you're just gonna fill it up with as many mushrooms as you want, or you can fit in there. And mushrooms don't matter, right? They just need to be sliced. So I just load it up. Now this is a recipe that's on the Half Baked Harvest website. That is in my super fun cookbook club. If you want to join, comment here. This month we're featuring that cookbook. You guys, so fast, and I was able to talk while I did it. How fun is that? This is a big daddy. All right, keep it going, girl. Here we go. Are you seeing it spit out? So impressive. So impressive. So the ravioli in the recipe I'm going to share actually has homemade ravioli. I have frozen ravioli. So my goal is to get you out of the drive-thru and back around the kitchen. And making homemade ravioli may not do that. So I'm trying to do some quick ways to help you try different stuff. Okay, so this is the mushroom. Here we go. In our Rapid Prep Mandolin. It looks like a lot of mushrooms, you guys, but it's just a box with a couple extras. It does ask for a whole pound in the recipe, but I think I'm good with this. Perfect. Boom. I think it took me, what, 2 whole minutes, if that. All right, so put this to the side. This all goes in the dishwasher, and then it stores flat. So that goes in there. You never actually touch the fabulous, the fabulous blades, because I was pushing the blades up and down. So let's go over to the stove top. Here we go. You're gonna follow me. You're gonna follow me. So fun, you guys. Hang on. All right, we're gonna go back here, and I'm scorching the lovely shallots that are fabulous. These are just in olive oil in our stainless non-stick pan. I love this pan only because I can do all the things non-stick, and then it goes in the dishwasher, but it also has that stainless sear feel. Mine got a little too hot. A little too hot. All right, so now we're gonna add, you're supposed to cook this a little bit. We're gonna add some garlic. Any guesses what I'm gonna use for the garlic? Because I have to press it through. Any guesses? Garlic press! This is like one of my most used tools. I always use onions and garlic and pretty much anything. Do you notice I didn't even peel it? I'm just throwing it in peel and all. And, or I'm just going to put it right in the skillet as is. No, I'm not going to do that. It presses through the peel for you, so you don't have to worry about ever touching it if you don't want to. And you have to be very careful with garlic when you cook it. If you burn it, it has a whole different flavor than when you cook it just to the right temp. If you're somebody who uses garlic in the jar filled with oil, just know, I don't know how long it's been there and what's in the oil with it to keep it to last that long, right? So that's something, I always try to make things where I know what's happening. All right, so there's my 3 garlic cloves, easy as pie. And now I'm going to add the mushrooms, but I'm not going to add just the mushrooms, you guys. I'm going to add some butter. All right, garlic press done. I'm going to add half butter now and half the butter when I do my fresh herbs. This comes together pretty quickly. Honestly, if I wasn't doing the chicken, it would already be pretty done because my ravioli is finished. And then when you put your mushrooms, look at that. Oh, I love me some mushrooms. When you put your mushrooms in, you don't want to disturb them for a couple minutes because you want them to sear and get that brown yumminess in there. So let me get it all settled. Then I will let it get its brown. So you're just going to leave it. So like all these wide ones, the recipe said have a whole bunch of different like wild mushrooms, but this is all my store had. Okay, we are going to add some more salt and pepper with our salt and pepper grinder set. Best wedding gift ever. Alrighty, and again, you measure your way. That's what I love about the kitchen. You adapt all your recipes to what your family likes, or if you eat on your own. Okay, did you see what I just did? I messed with it. Okay, we're going to stop that. We're going to stop that and let it sit. So the other part, I'm going to move you over here, is you will see that I did the micro cooker with the ravioli. Again, the recipe I'm going to post has the ravioli. You home make it. I'm trying to be realistic for me. This girl's not home making ravioli on a weeknight. So basically, this is a rice cooker. Well, it's called micro cooker. And do you see these here? This is where if it bubbles up with cooking rice, it stays right here. It doesn't overflow in your microwave, okay? But it's also the draining holes. I just want to make sure it is nice and cooked. And I'm basically, it's cheese ravioli, making sure it's all good to go, okay? It is also going to go into the mushroom mixture, and I'll probably let it heat through a little bit more, so I think I'm going to leave it just like that. So I'll drain it in the sink, and take this off, and then drain it, and then all the stuff comes through here. How fun is that? All right, look at the mushrooms really fast, so I don't touch them. Let me go drain. Draining, draining, draining. Okay, all done and ready for business. So, do you think it's been 2 or 3 minutes? Oh, I don't know. Let's go look on the chicken. Deal? Let's travel. We're traveling through my kitchen. Everybody goes, how is your kitchen so neat? It cracks me up because if they could see all the counters I don't show you, you can actually open this up, you guys, and look in there. And see how this is the top layer and the bottom? I'm actually going to flip it because it did the halfway mark. Let me get my flipper, my mitts, so I can do that. Now, the cool thing with this is it does get juicy in there, so just be aware. And then the other one, I'm going to move up. So it does encourage you at the halfway point of cooking, just switching them around, because that top one's of course cooking more on the top and the bottom one's cooking more. Hang on, it's a battle over here, you guys. I'm not good at holding, and that boom. All right, so it's switching and doing its thing. I think it's time for mushrooms. Here we go. Back over here onto the stovetop. Anybody getting crazy sick right now? I love it. All right. I had turned my thing down because it got so hot, so that was crazy. So we're going to add a little bit more butter because everything's better with butter. So this cooks down quite a bit. Even though it's supposed to be a pound, it cooks down really well. If you are trying to watch your calories, don't add this pat of butter. It's going to be fine without it, but I like how it kind of covers the ravioli when it's done, and so that's why I'm putting it in. Alrighty. The other cool thing is when you have the mixture of different kinds of mushrooms, it just adds a really fun color. But this is what we're going to add now. Now the fresh herbs come in. Alrighty. So the fresh herbs we're going to use are sage and thyme. And we have this fun little thing called an herb stripper. It comes in our herb keeper set. And all you do is you use the different thicknesses to strip the herbs off. So, of course, I'm going to use the teeny one. But like kale, collard greens, things like that. People use it a lot when they're cooking with that. So, you just stick it in here. Teeniest one. It's so teeny. The other trick is if you don't have this cute little thing, you can just totally go backwards on it, and that kind of strips thyme off as well. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do. Thyme's funny because it's so tiny. You don't even really need to chop it, but it gives such a great flavor with it that when it says thyme in there, I always do it because it just gives a really nice punch, a little kick of flavor for being so tiny. Fresh herbs we have been growing in our garden. Right now it's kind of, our rosemary never dies, which is great. Thyme, I don't think we've tried thyme yet. Basil, hit or miss for us because our garden is kind of in a hot spot by the pool, so it's really hard to make sure it's the right thing, or I get nervous and water it too much, which is always a problem for plants that don't need that much water. So it says about 2 tablespoons of thyme and then 1 tablespoon of sage. And I'm all about the sage as well. The chicken is an addition I'm throwing in here to make it more of a hearty meal, but you could just have it with this ravioli and mushroom if you're trying to do some vegetarian. This is the way. This is the way. All right, so then I'm going to use sage, and I'm going to use my scissor shears to clip those. Okay. And just like basil, you can roll it up if you want to. You can tear it, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to go for it and just snip it with the kitchen shears. And if you could smell in here, it smells like a fall chilly day with like a risotto or something on here. Oh, it smells so good. So Half Baked Harvest, you notice I've been using them a lot, her Tegan Gerard, because I want to brag about her because she's doing our Tastebuds subscription recipes in October. And right now, Tastebuds are on sale, 20% off, and she's doing the 3 recipes that are coming up. All right, ready to go with the final creme de la creme, the ravioli. All right. So if you have any questions about Tastebuds, or you're like, gosh, Kath, I really wanted to be trying them, this is really the time to do it. The recipe is kind of, if you're in a rut for dinner, it makes you think outside of the box. We just had the recipes pizza chili, which I never would have thought to combine that. We've had everything but the everything bagel macaroni and cheese. That's a Tastebud recipe. So those kind of things, if you don't normally think outside the box, I am very much, you got to tell me those ideas for me to get it. Then this is kind of a fun way to kind of be adventurous with your mealtime. All right, last part, my chicken's done, but I'm just going to add a little bit more herbs just to make it look pretty. I always like adding that at the top. It's fancy, but it also adds a really good fresh flavor. Okay, there you have it. So I will do a finished picture. Hang tight. I'll do a finished picture at the end, and then to show you how I played it up with the chicken as well. And hopefully you got some good ideas. Don't forget to comment any products you saw me use. There might be a prize for all the people that comment and watch till the end of the video. I know. All right, you guys, have a great night. Don't forget to let me know about Tastebuds if you're curious and want to start your subscription. We want to get it started before the end of the month because that's when the 20% discount disappears. You can do 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, depending on what you want to try. Okay? All right, you guys, have a great night. Toodaloo. Bye.